Hey everyone, it's Rafi again with KSuspension. And what we're going to be doing today is actually a brake booster and master cylinder swap onto a 94 or older Jeep Cherokee. The original brake booster and master cylinder on these are single diaphragm. We're going to be switching to a dual diaphragm, and obviously the brake booster is going to be much larger as well, so definitely a lot more stopping power. So we're going to get this going and show you how to do it. Alright guys, so to start out, we're going to have to remove the master cylinder in order to then unbolt the brake booster. So we're going to go ahead and remove the vacuum line from the booster, set that off to the side, and then you're going to have to take off the hard lines going to the master. One of them is going to be an 11mm, the other one's going to be a 13mm. So we can take these buggers off. So after you get the brake lines removed, go ahead and throw some rags underneath it. That way you don't get brake fluid all over your fresh paint. And then we're going to come over here, and there's two 14mm bolts to unbolt the master from the brake booster. Go ahead and remove these. Alright guys, so once you get the master off, you're going to have to come inside and go ahead and remove this clip from the brake pedal. As you can see here, this is the rod from the booster that comes to the pedal here, and there's this E-clip that's held on. Now in order to get this off, you're just going to grab yourself a pair of needle nose, get in here nice and straight, just kind of bend it up a bit. Oh, mine broke. It's okay, we can just push it off and go ahead and get a new clip. Now one thing about that E-clip, mine just broke. I want you guys to understand that it's okay if these break. Over time they do get brittle. You can go to your local parts store and go ahead and grab one. It just acts like a cotter pin, and they should be able to have them for just a couple dollars. Alright guys, so once you get that clip off, there's going to be 4 bolts that hold the booster on. There's 1, 2, there's 3 right there, and the 4th one is going to be up top. So it is a tight fit. You will have to do a little bit of yoga to get in here, but it is doable. Get yourself a wobbly 14mm and drive them out. So now that we got the 4 bolts out, this should just slide right out. Your old one is now removed. Alright guys, well, one thing to remember before you put in your new brake booster is make sure you measure the shaft from the edge of the plate wherever it mounts to on the firewall. Some of them have these spacers. In our case, we're actually going to be using it. Just make sure that from that edge to the center of the hole, the shaft is going to be the same length as your old booster, otherwise your brake pedal is not going to fit quite right. But once you're all set, you can go ahead and slide her in. Alright guys, so go ahead and put in those 4 nuts on the back side to hold down the booster. Tighten them up, and don't forget to put the clip back on the brake pedal assembly to hold the rod in place. Alright guys, so once you got your master slid on, go ahead and bolt it back to the brake booster. Give it a quick bleed. You can also bench bleed your master cylinder if you so choose, and you should be good to go. Alright guys, so that does conclude our brake booster and master cylinder swap. On the older models, again, you can get any brake booster and master cylinder from a 95 and up Jeep Cherokee. I do believe the 93 or 94 Grand Cherokee ZJ models also will work. One thing to remember though is if you go past the 96 model, the dual diaphragm still does work. However, the shaft for the brake pedal is a little bit longer, so you will have to trim about ½ an inch to an inch depending on your application. But you can just cut it, either thread it and put a threaded nut on there to screw it back on, or you can just weld it back together. This brake booster and master cylinder is out of an 01, so we did have to do that. Other than that, it's fairly cheap. You can pick it up at your local junkyard. This entire set with new brake lines cost me a total of $45, so it was a fairly good deal for a good brake upgrade. Brakes are much better, and I think you're going to really enjoy it. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and check us out at Facebook, facebook.com/KSuspension. And as usual, from all of us here at KSuspension to you, happy trails.